King of the Mountain. Welcome back to the 3D Bot Maker Diecast Racing League, King of the Mountain. It's time to get started with round 2 of Tournament 1.
8 drivers will take the track tonight to see who will move on to the semi-final round.
Up first is the Dollar General Levo versus Bishi.
It's a battle of the 2008 Lancer Evolutions. We've got Terry Hill in the Dollar General Levo driving for James Clement Customs, and 213 Racing driving in the Bishi.
The Dollar General Levo weighing 106 grams, the Bishi 88 grams.
Terry Hill is the 2018 King of the Mountain. Also, James Clement Customs has won both seasons of King of the Mountain 2018 and 2019, and it looks like their team is trying to do it again here in 2020.
James Clement Customs certainly a force to be reckoned with, as Terry Hill picks up his first win.
Whoa, it looks like 213 Racing got sideswiped at the end there by Terry Hill.
Terry Hill picks up a time of 16.110 seconds.
Here's a replay of that crash.
Boom.
Looks like he hit the back fender of 213 Racing's car. Here's another look.
That intersection is a dangerous place.
213 Racing actually had the right of way there, so Terry Hill is technically at fault.
I think we should leave that up to the insurance companies.
Well, they've got video evidence now.
Don't be a snitch, 3D.
How is that snitching? It's a public video.
Remember, the first rule of the racing league is there is no racing league.
That doesn't make any sense.
Terry Hill in the lead once again as he goes into the second corner.
Looks like we lost Bishi up there at that corner. Terry Hill's all by himself.
And Terry Hill picks up his second win and will advance on to the semi-final round of the first tournament in King of the Mountain.
A tough break for 213 Racing. He doesn't win any races tonight. But I mean, did he ever really have a chance?
No, he did not have a chance.
Terry Hill and James Clement Customs once again dominating in King of the Mountain as they move on to the semi-final round. Let's go to our next 2 drivers.
Midnight Terror number 2 versus Shelby's Peace and Love.
We've got Nero 62 in the Midnight Terror number 2. It's a tuned version of the 69 Chevelle. Shelby Mays, driving for Mike Mays Customs, is driving in Shelby's Peace and Love. It's a Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe.
The Midnight Terror weighing 99 grams, Shelby's Peace and Love weighing about 67 grams.
Shelby's Peace and Love with a slight lead going into the first corner. It's a tight race right here. Shelby pulling ahead.
Nero's not far behind.
Whoa, both drivers lose control at the same time.
Shelby's got this one if she can keep it straight. And the first race goes to Shelby Mays.
Shelby Mays picking up a track time of 17.926 seconds. That was a strong victory right there. One more win, and she'll be on her way to the semi-final round.
Shelby Mays has one of the fastest cars in the pre-qualifying round. Her original solo track time was under 16 seconds.
If you want to see the results from the pre-qualifying round, check out 3dbotmaker.com.
Shelby Mays out in lead again as she goes around turn 1.
She's definitely got a bigger gap here with that inside lane advantage.
Here they go around turn 2.
Nero's closing in, and he passes!
A clean pass by Nero.
And Nero 62 will tie it up and take us into a third tiebreaker race.
Wow, that pass was something else, 3D.
That was incredible.
Quite possibly one of the cleanest passes we've seen all year long. Let's take one more look at it.
Shelby had a big lead coming out of the single lanes, but look at Nero 62 accelerating on the midsection of track. He picks up a track time of 16.620 seconds, so he will get the advantage on the third and final race.
Here we go. It all comes down to this. The next driver to win will move on to the semi-final round.
Shelby Mays' Cobra seems to be faster on this top section of track.
Right now they're neck and neck going around this first corner.
This one is really close. Nero with a slight lead. Shelby pulls ahead in front of Nero.
Nero's pushing from the inside. Whoa!
Shelby Mays is out. Nero pushes his way through going in reverse.
He just needs to go a little bit further.
And Nero 62 will be advancing on to the semi-final round of the King of the Mountain tournament.
What a race, 3D. That was a real nail-biter. Tough break for Shelby Mays and Mike Mays Customs.
Yeah, it looked like that race was gonna go to Shelby Mays. Look right here. Shelby Mays cuts off Nero, but then right here, they're side by side on that corner. Shelby moves to the inside lane, hits the wall, and flips over.
A shout out to Nero 62 for navigating his car down the track in reverse.
Yeah, we used to see that all the time, but it's much more rare now on the new track.
Don't go anywhere. We still have 2 more races coming up after the break on King of the Mountain.
So you have your witch just right. Do your wheel spin all night. Little paint, little graphite. Get your mind out on the track, fingers crossed that it takes flight. Everybody wants to be part of the scene. Everybody wants to build a lean and mean.
Welcome back to King of the Mountain. Let's get started with our next two drivers. The Gigawatt versus Stylin'.
Dr. Emmett Brown will be driving in the Gigawatt. It's a DeLorean time machine customized by Dave Akers Customs. WHEELZ will be driving in Stylin'. It's a Honda Odyssey van.
It's kind of ironic. Dave from Dave Akers Customs is known as the van guy, but here he is racing against a van in a car.
Is it still considered a car if it has a flux capacitor?
I don't see why not.
It just seems a little overpowered for a street race.
You can never have too much power in a street race. Whoa! Okay, maybe he has too much power.
Doc Brown loses control, goes off track. Meanwhile, Stylin' passes him, and he will take the first win with a track time of 19.576 seconds.
Doc Brown blew a pretty big lead back there.
I'm telling you, the time machine is a little too much for this track.
Let's take another look.
Doc Brown started swerving on the corner. He gets his front end way off the side of the track, ends up spinning around. Meanwhile, here comes WHEELZ, pushing his way through to victory.
One more win, and WHEELZ will be moving on to the semifinal round.
This time, the Doc will be starting from the outside lane.
If WHEELZ pulls this off, it will be a pretty big upset.
Yes, Doc Brown was the number 2 seed going into this tournament. WHEELZ entered the tournament in 10th place.
Doc Brown out in front again. Let's see if he can hold on to it. Whoa!
Doc Brown goes off the track. I think he ran into the storage container. What happened to WHEELZ? I don't know.
Doc Brown spins it around as he heads to the finish line, and he will pick up his first win with a time of 22.280 seconds.
A slow win, but he really did not need to go fast since WHEELZ was out of the picture, wrecking over on turn 2.
That's the second time Doc Brown has had trouble coming out of that turn. I'm not sure if that car has an issue pulling to the left, but I mean, look how far he went off the track.
Well, if you're going to go off the track, you definitely want to go left and not right.
Yes, we learned that all too well with McClyde.
Race in peace, buddy.
Race in peace.
Here we go, final race. WHEELZ on the right, Doc Brown on the left.
Doc Brown certainly has the faster car, but he's having a lot of trouble controlling it.
WHEELZ with an early lead. Here they come around the first corner. Doc Brown pulls ahead going into the open lane.
Let's see if third time's a charm.
Oh, Doc Brown
again
loses it again.
I don't know what's going on.
Both cars are bumper to bumper right now, and Doc Brown will pick up the win going in reverse.
I don't know what's going on with Doc Brown's car, but he got lucky tonight.
Yes, he went off the track 3 times in the same spot, but somehow managed to win tonight's race.
Here it is again.
He bounces off the outside wall, gets his front end up there in the grass. That spins him around.
WHEELZ was trying to find a way to pass, but he ends up running into the bumper of the Gigawatt.
And there you have it, Doc Brown, driving for Dave Akers Customs, will be moving on to the semifinal round in the Gigawatt. It's time for our last 2 drivers.
Blue Food versus the Black Knight.
Bunta Fujiwara, driving for Team Puerto Rico Racing, is driving in the 98 Subaru Impreza. Then we've got Andreas Jr. driving for Redline Salvage Inc. He's in the Hot Wheels Thunderburner.
As part of commentator ethics, I don't usually like to pick a favorite, but I've got to pull for my man Bunta.
Same here. His tofu is delicious.
If you want something yummy late at night, come to the Fujiwara Tofu Shop.
It's located at the bottom of Race Mountain.
We've got some paint swapping on turn 2. Bunta moving way ahead now.
Here he comes rounding the last corner to the finish line. And Bunta Fujiwara will pick up his first win with a track time of 17.292 seconds.
That was a close race going into turn 2. Let's take another look.
Right here, Bunta with a slight lead. Andreas Jr. trying to advance going into that open section of track. Bunta Fujiwara blocking going around that corner, and that gave him the big boost he needed to take that race.
One more win and we get more free tofu. Bunta advances on to the semifinal round.
Also, we should mention once again, all these cars you see here in King of the Mountain are modified cars sent to us from people from around the world.
That's right, this is a real competition with real racing.
Andreas Jr. with the lead coming out of the first corner. Bunta pulls ahead.
Come on, free tofu.
He slams into the side wall. Andreas Jr. chasing him down. It's a close race into the final stretch.
We got it. He's got it.
And Bunta Fujiwara will be the last driver to advance on to the semifinal round in the first tournament of King of the Mountain.
Another outstanding race. My boy Bunta did it again.
Here's a look at the replay. He almost pulled a Doc Brown right here, but was able to recover. Andreas Jr. right on his tail, bumping into his back end. But once Bunta Fujiwara has his eyes set on the finish line, it's all over.
Takumi once again out there in support of his father, with his iconic 8.6.
And here's a look at your semifinal drivers. Terry Hill, driving in the Dollar General Evo, will be going up against Nero 62 in the Midnight Terror number 2.
And on the right side, we have Bota Fujiwara in the Blue Flu, going up against Doc Brown in the Gigawatt.
I have a feeling we're going to see some great racing in the semifinal round.
Me too, so make sure you keep it tuned right here on King of the Mountain.
You know, I just want to talk about someone special right now. Yo, he was living the dream. Diecast racer fresh on the scene. New face, new whip, he was racing for king. Made it out the qualify race, 103-gram van. He had something to take the crown. Now he's down one race in the round. Got the odds stacked against him, but he's taking it now. Then his ride swerved left and right, racing peace to McClyde as his van took flight. Go ahead, Tootie.
You know, that night we lost McClyde, it got me thinking, man.
What about?
You only get one shot at this thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, McClyde was a legend. He went out doing what he loved.
That's so true, man.
I respect that.
Sometimes you just gotta slow it down.
Buckle up, buckle up.
Strap yourself in the seat of this van, cause we living it up.
They asked me why do the good die young. Yo, we may have lost McClyde, but now he's living through us. We live fast, race hard, and die cast. Only motorsport around where you don't need no gas. It's fun and games till you come off that track. Somebody go till 2020. We want McClyde back.
Doc Brown, if you can hear, we need an intervention. Go back in time with your DeLorean machine invention. Bring our heroes from the past. Little Bread, Rex the Flag Man, McClyde, and Gab. Race in peace, Little Bread, Rex the Flag Man, McClyde, Gab Formoso.
Wait, isn't he still alive?